ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tiki Today. I'm your host, Riley. If you're watching this, you've undoubtedly felt the allure of the Polynesian pop style. You've dreamt of an island somewhere just beyond reach, a place where some people call Eden's Island and other people call it Bali High. Regardless of where this is, and regardless if it's real or imaginary, these places keep drawing us back time and time again and capturing our imagination. These places, which we normally imagine could be bright and tropical, somewhere to escape to, there's another side of this. And that's what our guests today focus on. Somewhere where the things are a little bit darker, the sun sets a little bit earlier, and the torches are a little bit more dim as they burn. Our guests today are the Tiki Goth Club, a group that was founded by Ray Wyland, and now has spread to different chapters all throughout the country. If you remember on the Tiki Talk Show, my other show, Ray was our first guest, and we've talked at length about the Tiki Goth Club and his history in Tiki, but also of how he's combined different cultural elements such as punk, horror, and goth, and merged it with the Tiki style. This episode, you're going to see us also talk to his chapter leads as well. Like I said, the Tiki Goth Club is spread all throughout the country now, not just in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest where Ray founded it. You're going to hear us talk about chapters like Orange County and Los Angeles and Las Vegas, Detroit, and New York. Not every chapter is represented on this episode, but there's still enough that you can understand exactly what the group has grown to and what they're up to. No matter what chapter you're spending an evening with, maybe you'll be invited to a room party at Tiki Oasis or a Tiki Weekender in Las Vegas, or a home bar crawl anywhere in the country. The Tiki Goth Club is extremely active in what they do, and they have an amazing community. Ray has done a fantastic job of bringing people together and uniting them under the Tiki Goth Club banner. What is really impressive is that our guests today, they don't belong to a specific chapter. They belong to the Tiki Goth Club. The chapter is just telling them what localized area that they're in. Everyone is a part of Tiki Goth Club. And you're going to hear us talk about this quite a bit and how they've grown the community to involve everyone no matter where you are in the country. Like I said, this is a very active group, and I'm really hoping that you enjoy this interview. So without further ado, over to the Tiki Goth Club. We hit and record there.
Oh, there was a voice that said recording in progress.
Yep. It's gotta
Yeah.
let you know.
It sounded like Dale.
I'll
and I'm
let you
like,
know.
No, it wasn't me. Oh, I'm
It
like, I have
sounded
a
like
famous
you.
voice. No, I didn't know that. So I guess it goes into how I found the Tiki Goth Club. So there was a chat online, and of course, I'm always after the gatekeepers because we come from hardcore punk rock. That's how we got into Tiki. And it's like, ooh, people are going to thrift stores and they're doing this, and there's these punk rock bands, and it's all these people that we used to know, and they're going. And I'm like, how fun. But then it was like this whole other thing. And I love history. And he's like a huge atomic person. He knows anything and everything about it. So they were saying like, and there's even a Tiki Goth Club. And I was on that so fast, and I bought my thing, and I was just like, and never thought anything else above it. And then Ray, I messaged him because I wanted to know my number because he sent it blank. And he goes, well, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, so we start messaging and talking, and found out that he went to a goth club that I used to go to up in Seattle because I went to college up there. So it just became this big round circle of everything that I loved, and I got to tweak certain people in the tiki scene's nose along with it, which I just thought was amazing. And here it's become this whole thing with all these chapters and everything else. And then if we're going through the questions, the second one was, what is the tiki scene in our area like? And as you all know, we're the home of Tiki Oasis after it was at Palm Springs as the fundraiser. So of course, Tiki here is huge. I think Ray even was a little overwhelmed about, oh no, that's San Diego Hana group. Oh no, that's Mandatory Mug Monday. Oh no, that group goes over here and we do this. And that's been one of the interesting things with starting the Tiki Goth Club with Ray, is that there was already a Tiki Goth going on in San Diego with Tiki Ami and Heather Hardcore. And it's been going on for, like, some of these people have been in the very, very beginning. So 25 years, if not more, of doing Tiki. So when I became this person of the Tiki Goth Club, there was like, but wait, we had Tiki Goth, and thank goodness I'm friends with them. And so now we have at Pack Shores where Ami bartends, and we're having a monthly meetup now with them, and they're the OG Tiki Goth, but you have the opportunity to sign up with the Tiki Goth Club with Ray. So it's been fun, and having the older with the newer people combine.
And
And
oh, sorry. If anybody has
go
not,
ahead.
based off saying home of Tiki Oasis, now that there's two, you're in San Diego, and could you introduce yourselves real quick?
Oh, sure. Dale Pleasant. And this is my husband, Dick. So we're Dick and Dale Pleasant, like the surf band. So pretty easy. And so, oh yeah, I forget Arizona. And we've been to Arizona. But yeah, we're Tiki Oasis. And so that's where the banner behind us came from. Even though we unfortunately didn't get the correct room, but we still had a party at Tiki Oasis. And so Nina was there, and Letty was there, and Lisa came to that also. And we have,
Sorry, can I ask a quick question? Were you on the seventh floor of the furthest tower? Did you have a tiki out front
yes.
with? All right, I was there
Yes.
too for half a second. But I didn't know.
Yay!
I knew it was your room, and I'm a member of the Tiki Goth Club as well. I saw that you guys were doing something, so I sent a picture of it to Ray. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then I went the night that you were gonna do your room party. I went to False Idol before, and I didn't eat, so I came back to the hotel a little bit not in a great, like, not in the perspective to go like, oh, this is the Tiki Goth Club. Yeah, I want to meet with these people. And so I just looked at it, and I don't know who said it. It was like, oh, come in. I was like, oh, that can't be for me. And I turned around and walked away. I'm like, when's the
That
Tiki Goth Club?
was us. That was
Yeah,
us.
I
And
I
we had
felt
food. We
I
had
felt
bat cheese, and I don't know what else we had. And we had, yeah, and all sorts of things. You should have come in.
I was
But
just confused. It was too many zombies at False Idol. I was like,
I'll yell at Lamar. I'll see him on next Sunday. I'll yell at Lamar for that.
What a typical Tiki Goth Club excuse. Too many zombies.
I like it.
and actually, can we take an opportunity to go around everyone in the call real quick? Introduce yourself, what chapter you belong to, and if you have it on hand, your member number as well.
I guess I should go first. I mean, my name's Ray Wyland. I started the Tiki Goth Club. I'm member number one, and the Tiki Goth Club started in the Pacific Northwest, and then it kind of went out from there. So technically, there is no chapter here. This is kind of where it started, you know. But that being said, the first chapter would be Dave. So Dave, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm sorry. Ashley just ran out to grab our little cards to confirm the numbers. But so Dave, and then this was Ashley that was sitting here, and she'll be back in a moment. I think we're numbers 57 and 58 out of Detroit.
Oh, I'm sorry, 58 and 59.
Oh, 58 and 59. Stand corrected.
Yeah.
Out of Detroit. And it's been a while. So I think we got into it because we were watching
Right.
Tiki with Ray
Back in
on the line. And he did that little sexy thing at the end where he's like looking over his shoulder and he's like, hey, you know, you can support the channel and join the Tiki Goth Club. And we're like, what? Tiki Goth Club? We're in. And we got assigned these numbers because we did it over the line rather than doing it in person back in those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the chapter started. Ray was passing through, and we're like, hey, you can stay with us if you need a place to crash. And he came out, he wanted to check out some home bars, and we went around to several different home bars here because there's actually I'd call it a pretty big underground tiki group here. The Detroit Friends of Tiki has officially, I think they limited it to about 100 people, but there's more than that in the area that are into tiki. But there's only about 100 people that get invited to DFOT events every month.
Yeah.
So we meet at Mutiny, which is one of the tiki bars downtown Detroit in Mexican Town. Every month, the second Wednesday of the month at Mutiny. And then, of course, Ray was like, one night we're coming back from the home tiki bars, and Ray's like, I'd like to form a chapter here, and I want you guys to be in charge. And we're like, okay, sounds good.
No, what was funny was on that trip, I mean, I think we visited like 8 home tiki bars in the course of a weekend.
Whirlwind.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were going everywhere every home bar I was going, people were joining up and signing up. And like literally like within like 1 weekend, there was like almost like 10 people that joined up in Detroit. I'm like, okay, there's enough people here. Let's start a chapter, you know, because it was something that I was thinking about for a long, long time, but I just didn't know what that would look like, how to do it. But like, seriously, Dave and Ashley, you guys were the first ones. So That being
Oh.
said, moving it over to the next chapter. Well, the next one would have been Tucson, but we don't have Tucson, but we do have Phoenix. So, Letty, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Letty. I'm member 265. I got into Tiki, gosh, a long time ago. I used to live in Southern California, in Orange County, actually. And I was not a stranger to Trader Sam's, and I would go there all the time. And then I relocated to Phoenix. And so I've been into Tiki this whole time. I noticed very quickly living in my area that I was a little bit of the odd one out, always wearing black all the time. And I realized like I said, very quickly that I was definitely different. And so it's so funny. I didn't actually find Tiki Goth Club until I thought I was so cool, and I created the subculture of Tiki Goth. And so if you go back on my page in Facebook, you'll see a lot of hashtag Tiki Goth, thinking that I was really cool. And then when I clicked on it one time, it brought up a search, and that's how I found Tiki with Ray. And I thought, what a cool idea that there's other people out there like me. I'm still the spooky one in Tiki AZ, but I think they know that now, and they've taken me to heart.
What was funny with so first there was the Tucson chapter that started, and and actually she's not on the thing, but it was a Melissa Ralston. She used to live up in here. She used to live up in Linwood, which is right up the street from Seattle, and she moved to Tucson. And she's like, I want to start a chapter in Tucson. I'm like, well, you got to have some members. So she's like, well, can I buy a whole bunch of friends a membership kit? So I'm like, yeah, you can do that. So she bought like 5 people a membership kit. And so then essentially it's like, all right. And then more people joined up. And then I went down there, and then I talked to you, and I talked to John Haney. And you guys, well, we want to start a chapter up in Phoenix. And in my opinion, I'm like, well, isn't Tucson close enough? And then I realized, like, no, Phoenix is its own.
No.
So
No. So it's so funny. I didn't actually even know about Heathen until he brought it up, like in the Tiki AZ page. And I was like, I messaged him and I'm like, let's do that, whatever this is. I hadn't even met him yet. And so him and I started having a conversation. And very funny enough, we live like half a mile away from each other. So him and I kind of partnered together. We eventually did meet. And then a couple of months later, that's when we were hounding Ray to be like, hey, we need to start our own chapter. Like, not Tucson is so different from Phoenix, and Phoenix is so much bigger. And I knew that there was, even though I didn't quite see anybody in the culture that was something that I identified with, I knew that there was more. I knew that if I hung out in certain places, I'd find these people. I knew that if I just kind of got the word out, that we would find people. And it was literally us putting it on the Tiki AZ page that we found people that were like-minded. And then we had a party at Heathen's house. He has this really impressive 2-acre backyard, and we invited some folks over, and that's where we met Ray, and then that started.
yeah, and thank you for letting me stay at your place, Letty.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, when you told us where you were staying, me and my husband Dan were like, oh no, 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 no.
Yeah,
No, no, no.
so I booked a hotel, like, it was a couple miles away, and I went there, and I went into this room, and it was like the most terrifying. It was like it felt like drug deals go down in this place. I mean, it
They
looked like someone
do.
tried to break down the door, like there was like marks on the door. And I'm like, I don't even feel safe staying in here. So I'm like, oh, Letty, I know you just met me, but do you have an extra bedroom? And she's like, well, where are you staying? I tell her the place. You're like, oh yeah, you don't want to stay there. So thank you for putting me up. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
So the next person that I guess we should introduce is Nina, who is in charge of the Las Vegas chapter. And wow, what can I say, Nina? I'll let you introduce.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nina. I'm member number 134. My husband, Michael, is number 165. And yes, I'm the chapter lead for Las Vegas. I always had roots as like a post-punk, dark wave, drag culture, goth industrial, rockabilly, psychobilly girl. when I was younger and I was born and raised in the Seattle area where it's always cloudy and raining. So that subculture was kind of apt for me to gravitate toward. But I started traveling to Hawaii in the late 1990s, and I was just infused with the spirit of aloha ever since. And this conflicted with my, black, dark, brooding persona that I had always had. And so I was like, how do I, it's so explosive with color and brightness and sunshine and and then I just felt conflicted for the longest time, but I loved both. I also loved a lot of things mid-century and so I became this person within myself, but then I started to find this community of Tiki Goths, and I just like, oh my goodness, it's family. I found Ray at a Tiki Goth Club Halloween party in Tacoma at the Devil's Reef Bar, and signed up right on the spot, and have been totally happy being part of the club ever since. So that's me.
And last but not least, Lisa. And the funny thing about Lisa is she's based out of the OC, and you were pretty persistent. You're like, I want to start a chapter in the OC, and I'm like, yeah, all right. Well, there needs, but ironically, there wasn't hardly any members in there.
Because the thing is there's a lot of people who are in LA that are OC adjacent, and they're not near any of the LA tiki bars. So they come to Orange County. A lot of the members that I was like, oh, we totally have enough. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's Long Beach. Oh, wait, that's Whittier. Oh, wait, that's Corona. Nobody actually lived in Orange County. It was like pulling teeth trying to find actual Orange County residents because everybody comes to Orange County to tiki.
But you did it though.
But we did it. I managed to rally the troops. I guess it really started like maybe about 3 years ago. I was on Facebook and found the Goth Tiki group. And I'm like, oh, this is totally my wheelhouse. I mean, I love spooky. I love tropical. Being a summer baby, a lot of my pool party birthdays always had like spooky elements because that's when they started bringing out Halloween decorations. So I was already doing Tiki Goth and not knowing it. And I always loved celebrating, mixing the dark and the spooky with tropical and just having fun with it. So when I found out about Tiki with Ray through the Goth Tiki Facebook group, I was instantly curious. I'm like, wow, there's other people that like this stuff too. I gotta meet these people. We talked online for a bit. And then Nina had her event, the Las Vegas Weekender in June. And I was like, oh, I could do a road trip. We could go to Las Vegas for that. And I get to meet everybody in person, not just have internet friends, but have real friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Nina, for putting that together because you were really the one that pushed me into opening up a chapter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, from what I understand is there was some conversations at Tiki Oasis. I think it was like you, Letty, and Dale are like, you got to tell Ray to start that you want to start a chapter.
Mhm.
Well, I was reluctant about it. That was just it. It's like, it's not necessarily that I wanted to be in charge of it. It was more of just there's a lot of people out here in Orange County that love goth and love tiki. And he's like, well, then you should be chapter. I'm like, hold on. Because you caught me off guard, Ray, when you told me that at Chris's house.
I have a similar story in that Ray did not twist my arm to become the chapter lead. He basically tore it off my body. I was like, I'm afraid. I don't know. I just moved to Las Vegas, but I'm so happy I did, and it's met so many wonderful people. So
Well, the thing that's very, very important to me when it comes to the chapter leads is I got to have someone that's local that I can trust, that I know, hopefully, I met you, Lisa, at the Tiki Weekender. I met you. Okay, I can trust you. I met Dave and Ashley. I stayed at their place. I could trust them. Same thing. Well, I mean, like the chapter started with you. Well, we started the chapter when we met up at Undertow. But like, I mean, with all, even with Dale, it's like I hung out with you guys up at the Devil's Reef for like several hours, and I already knew you, Nina. So to me, it's like it's one of the most important things for me. Whoever's going to be a chapter lead is like someone that I can trust, someone that I potentially know, and that's the case with every chapter lead except for Kansas City. I haven't met the chapter lead. I talked to her on the phone, but I haven't met her in person.
I met her and she's awesome.
Yeah. But I want to say,
Nina?
one thing I definitely want to say, and a thing that you are all bringing up, me personally, I didn't create the whole goth tiki goth, creepy tiki thing. It's something that was already going on and have been going on for some time. And just like Lisa said, there is the Facebook group Goth Tiki, which that is my friend Jamie's Facebook group. She created that Facebook group, and she used to live down in Portland. Well, she lived in Vancouver, but like we were really really good friends. And then like when I started my YouTube channel series Tiki Goth Club, I remember seeing her group and being like, "Oh my God, that's a really cool idea. That's an awesome idea, Goth Tiki." And I'm like, "I got to start a series." And then that's when I came up with like the Tiki Goth Club, because like I used to go out dancing and stuff like that when I had hair and I was younger and stuff like that. But like, originally it was just the show. It was just the show. In fact, I had a little joke I had a joke because I was selling shirts. I'm like, with the Tiki Goth Club, there's no memberships, there's no fees, but I have shirts for sale. And then like a couple months down the road, my friend Joel, he's like, you should make this like an actual club where like you can have meetups and have people join and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's a great idea. And then it just kind of went from there. I mean, the important thing for me is community, is to have everyone a place where people can kind of come and show up and meet each other. And the thing that you're not the only person that's into this side of tiki. So, and I've been pleasantly surprised by the amount of people that have joined. And there's a lot of us out there, and it makes me very, very happy. Ryley, I feel bad because you haven't said anything since we've all been blabbing.
No, this is perfect. I know this is my show, but I don't talk about this on my other one, so I'll say I'm Ryley, member 287, right? Yeah, I think that's what you said. Yeah, 287, and I am never was into goth or anything like that. I think the biggest thing that I liked was like new wave and like a lot of punk and psychobilly. But I had you, Ray, on as for the Tiki Talk Show as my first guest, and like I'd watched your stuff before that quite a bit, and once I interviewed you, I was like, that's when I looked into your group entirely. I was like, okay, all right, I like this. And I've admitted this. I've admitted this to everybody. I am a purist in remission. I gave it up. I try not to do that anymore. So I'm sorry. I forget who was mentioning. I think that was Dale. You were saying you liked pushing people's buttons if they're purists. You're not going to get me anymore. I'm past that. Because of groups like this, and everyone's just having fun and enjoying themselves, which brings me to one of the questions. I think I'm going to be jumping around here a little bit, but what I'm really curious about is, because this is such a large group that spans multiple cities, people like different elements of tiki or different elements of how they like to mix in the goth element. Can you guys just go around and talk about some of the events and how you do tiki goth in your local area, how that maybe differs from other regional versions of it? I don't know who wants to kick that one off. Maybe again, Ray. I know you have the Devil's Reef, so maybe kick that off.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll start it. So down at the Devil's Reef, the cool thing about the Devil's Reef is that there's a second floor that's upstairs. It's kind of small, and it's kind of intimate. And I'm really, really good friends with Jason Alexander, and he lets me kind of put on any kind of events and stuff like that. I've done like Tiki with Ray live shows there, and I've had like a bunch of like my Tiki Goth Club meetups there. And so far, I've had ones where like I brought like a PA system. And I would play like, "Hey, let's drink tiki drinks and listen to goth music while we do that." And then like I had one where I've done a couple movie nights where like I showed Plan 9 from Outer Space. I did another one where I found like all these like old B movie trailer collections, and we watched like trailers, like all horror movie trailers. Then I had a couple of Halloween parties that were really really cool. And the thing that I've always liked to do with those events is, I'll create the Facebook event, and then like I'll let it be public, but and then I'll send out actual invites to like members and stuff like that, because I mean it's important for people to come in off the street or maybe go check that out and see what's going on. So I mean, like I think Nina, you were saying like that's how you came. You saw that this thing was going on. You're like, oh, let's go check this out, and then that's how you joined. So I mean, one thing is important for me is inclusion. I want people to be able to join and take part of it. That being said, there are things and events and things for sale were like are only open to like Tiki Goth Club members, like the Whitcomb mass that Heather and Ken Pleasant did, and there's news coming down the pike about that, and then like but then and then there's like sometimes there's been like members that have a home tiki bar, and it's like, hey, let's have a Tiki Goth Club party. Well, you can only have like so many people at the party, so it's like, all right, members only, this many people. So I want to keep there's a certain level of exclusivity, but I want to make it inclusive too.
Very nice. Whoever wants to jump next, Nina, I'm hearing a lot of buzz about what you do in Las Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yes, Las
All
Vegas.
right.
Tiki is everywhere in Las Vegas. There are several bars, Golden Tiki, Red Dwarf, Frankie's, Stray Pirate, Prowl. There's also Glitter Gulch. We're soon going to have Grand Tiki, which Bamboo Ben is working on and designing right now. He's done a lot of the local areas, including, he like redid Frankie's, and he did Golden Tiki, Glitter Gulch, etc. So that should be really exciting. There's another like kind of local dive bar called Starboard Tack that has really delicious drinks, and other offshoot types of subculture bars that maybe are not quite tiki per se, but are either like adjacent. Like Jammy Land is more of a rum Jamaican island type bar, but their tropical drinks are amazing, and like fresh homemade orgeat and juices and just beautiful, beautiful ingredients that they put in their drinks, and it's amazing. And they're going to be taken over by the Black Lagoon, by the way, in October. So we're going to be doing some fun stuff there. Yeah, it'll be really, really cool. Pachi Pachi just opened, and oh my goodness, it's like a Blade Runner Harajuku fever dream, and it's awesome. And they have every Wednesday night an 80s Obscura DJ. So that's really cool. Every last Tuesday of the month, most last Tuesdays of the month, at the Golden Tiki, we have a DJ spinning goth music, and as we have special giveaways and raffles and stuff that are exclusive to Tiki Goth Club members. So a lot of fun things happening in Las Vegas. So if you're not just a local, but anyone visiting Vegas at any time, there's usually something going on that's Tiki and Goth or both.
Nina, can you talk about the Tiki Goth Club Weekender?
Yes, that's happening in October, the 10th through the 12th. And it'll be Friday afternoon through Sunday evening. And we've got so many fun things lined up right now. Just need to finalize some stuff and work out some details. But as Ray mentioned, one of the tent poles of the event is that Whitco is going to do something exclusive for Tiki Goth Club members. And so the debut of that will happen during the Weekender. So if you're there, you'll have the first chance of knowing what this thing is and perhaps acquiring this thing. So yeah, really excited about that.
And one thing, so Nina already put on one Tiki Goth Club Weekender. And I honestly felt it was like a perfect thing for like the club. And like pretty much how it worked, it was like Friday, we had like a kind of like a welcoming party at Chris's place at a home tiki bar.
It was a beautiful bar, the Golden Shell Lagoon.
Yeah, and then Saturday we did lunch at Red Dwarf. We ate pizza. Then there was the punk rock museum where they had the tiki subculture appropriation there. And then we went to Stray Pirate, And then Sunday, well, there's a couple other things too. And then Sunday was the brunch at the Golden Tiki, where we had the DJ and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, Nina, you created the template that I think that could be used for like, say, like other chapters and stuff like that. You can create a multi-day event, maybe throw in like you visit a home tiki bar too of like someone who's a member. You go to like a tiki bar, maybe if there's some kind of a gothy, creepy event going on, maybe we can all go there. But I really honestly think you created like a perfect template of what a Tiki Goth Club Weekender could be. So maybe other places can do it too. I'm thinking about
to come to all of your cities and do it as well.
Like seriously,
yes.
I'm seriously thinking about doing one up here. I'm just trying to put it all together.
You should.
Yeah. I'll have the party in my bedroom. I mean, I think I can fit like 20 people or so in. Dale, I think it's important for you to talk about what you did with Tiki Oasis, with the room party and everything.
It was a lot of fun, but it was a little crazy because when Otto found out that I was going to be the admin, he messaged me and we had this all set up. And we've always been in our happy camper room since it's moved over from Crown. We've always done our little things. And I didn't quite understand that we had to be in the main tower with a certain thing. And he offered me a room and I said, oh, I want another one. And I didn't get the room. And so here we're going in and Baby Doll's like, you're going to get a room. You're going to get a room. We're going all the way up. I have Comic-Con and we didn't get the room. So we were at the very last minute. We brought everything and we were just hoping it was going to work out for the room party. But thank goodness that Ginger is on staff and got our photo meetup on Thursday night. And that was awesome. So everybody got to meet and I did a little absent thing. And there was all these people that I didn't know were going to be interested in, all dressed in black. And we had over 100 people show up on the lawn, on the flamingo lawn. And for the picture, in fact, we had two
Really?
separate pictures. Oh yeah, it was huge. It was humongous. And the photographer didn't get there until later. So we had like different sections. So even in the picture, you don't see all the people that were there. And then the next night, my friend had a little party and she's like, Dale, they can get in the building. And I'm like, we're going, we're on. So I think I messaged you in between running to seminars and everything else and said, we're doing a party. So we ran away from the bands and put ice and stuff and said, threw it out there. And that's why Ryley was like, it's a little touch and go there. And so far, Baby Doe and Otto are still talking to me. So it's all good.
And for the record,
And-
I made Otto I'm a Tiki Goth Club member now.
Yes.
So I
Yay!
sent him on a membership kit last week. So,
And
So you're
that's-
saying it'll be easy in Arizona then?
so that's because now he has a vested interest. But that
Oh,
being
yeah,
said,
excellent.
so don't be surprised if there's an actual full. And now, Dale, I think you'll be able to actually put on like an actual Tiki Goth Club party at Tiki O.
We're already, and we had bartenders, we had so many people that volunteered, we had so many drinks and everything, we just didn't get the room. But
Yeah.
it still pulled up, and I think it almost whet people's appetite for next year, because I have people that want to come in and do a full sculpture in it, expand out with the banner that we had made is for the balconies at Tiki Oasis. And so we'll do that. So it's going to be bigger and better next year. And yeah, I'm just going to all year long, just let it go. And when rooms come up, I'm just like, okay, this is what we want. So that will be fun.
It was a super fun party. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for hosting.
Yes, excellent job.
Thank you.
But it was Shelley Bowers doing the black thing. I'm like, okay, Shelley, what do I do? It will be much better next year.
I'm gonna kick myself again because it wasn't until like the next day. I'm sitting by the pool because we were in the hotel with the other smaller pool, not the main one over there.
Okay.
Right. I think that we were on the same floor and everything. I'm sitting there at the poolside and I look up and I'm like, I think I either sent it to Ray or posted to my story on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, good to see familiar faces. And then I'm like, wait a second, that's the same floor I'm on. And then it came back to me. I was like, oh, damn it. And that was the moment I really realized where I screwed up because I saw the banner that's right behind you guys. So again, I'm willing to admit my drunken mistake.
Yeah, that means that they did their job at False Idol, and kudos to them.
So I'm curious, and same thing for Nina. I know you talked about it for a moment, but Dale, you and San Diego have so many different options of different tiki bars. Are you going the route of home tiki bars to hold Tiki Goth Club events, or do you go to commercial, or how does that work?
With our next one is going to be Dark Desserts and Revenge of the Creature of the Black Lagoon, thanks to Ray. And so that's actually going to be at Luna Lagoon. And that's Paige and Christian. And Paige ran as our Tiki Goth Club Dark Mixed Tiki Oasis.
I think she
So
should have won. I mean, seriously. I mean,
Oh,
You think she
I
should
mean-
what?
well, I'm really good friends with Holly. And so Holly has worked, because I'm also a part of San Diego Tiki
Oh,
Ladies. And Holly has worked that group. We started out with just a couple of us and at a local bar, and I taught raffia flowers. And I taught a little class. And from that, I think we're at, oh God, we're like 300 and something members. We have a Tiki Diner group. I do a once a month vintage craft night. We have events all the time. And that's the fun part of Tiki Goth Club, is trying to fit everything in because we're so active here.
Yeah.
And that's it. But it's a little subset of the Tiki Goth that dark thing is calling to them. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
That's awesome. So I want to call out someone. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong on this, but I want to call out somebody I think might be a little bit quiet at the moment. Can I turn it over to David? And you're out in Detroit, correct?
Yep. We're
Can
out
you-
in Detroit.
Can you both? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Can you both talk about where you hold your event, or kind of what do people expect out of the Detroit chapter?
Sure. So we're not as active as what's going on in Vegas, right? So
We don't have the amazing bars.
we don't have as many bars here. We have 2 bars, and as I had mentioned, the Detroit Friends of Tiki are meeting once a month at Mutiny, and the large number of the people that are in that group were the home bar people that Ray visited, and they ended up joining the group for Tiki Goth. But we have a Tiki Goth member, Jonathan, who owns a tiki bar in Waycast. It's called Waycaster Tiki. It's about 45 minutes west of Detroit, as Ray has mentioned. In fact, we were just out there last night meeting up with Jason and Sarah because they came to Michigan to visit Sarah's family. So Jonathan's a card-carrying member, and we actually have our first official event will be held at the end of September 27th.
Yep.
Right?
27th.
Saturday the 27th. So we put the notice out there finally, and we're like, oh my God, look what they're doing in Vegas. We got to get on the shtick here. We're looking like total slackers out here in Detroit. We got to get an event going. So I wanted to.
Detroit. I've always wanted to come. I've never been.
You should.
You should. Got a place to stay. We got stuff to do, and we have an underground goth scene here still.
Yep.
So
We haven't taken Ray here yet.
Not yet. But without really giving away my age, I used to go to a goth club, is local here in Detroit in the University District downtown, Ray. It's been going on since the early 80s.
Yeah.
Right? And I had never been until Ashley and I were almost dating, and she's like, oh yeah, I used to go there all the time at university. So she took me there as our first unofficial date.
Yep.
Right? So we do have a pretty big goth scene here, actually.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at having more events. We have had a lot of personal turmoil in our lives for the past 10 months because we were selling a house, building a house, moving into a house. I'm still working on the house now. And now that things are starting to level out, now we're starting to plan events like the one that's coming up at the end of September.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to do more of a home bar type thing as well. So we're obviously big Halloween people, probably like most everybody in the group. And so our goal has always been, hey, let's get a bar set up so that we can have a big group of Tiki Goth people over to our house and host our first party. I don't know if I'll be able to finish that in time or get it up and running in time, because I just got all my materials delivered literally last week to start building the bar. So anyway, so we're mostly going to Waycaster and scheduling it out there. Jonathan is very accommodating. He's going to introduce, well, in fact, when Ray came out last, he introduced a specific menu for Ray's visit. He set us all up in a special side room that wasn't officially open according to the Michigan government yet, but we went over into that space. And yeah, now so we're trying to keep the business flowing because he's in a very out of the way place. There isn't what I'd call a large population density out there. He's kind of out in the country. And so we're trying to throw him some business too, because he's a member of the club.
Yeah.
And a great guy.
And and he is a great guy. Yes. So if you ever get a chance, you're out in Detroit, let us know you're coming, and we'll hit both tiki bars. And depending how much lead time there is, we could even get stuff set up with some of the home tiki bar people in the area.
Yep.
That's exciting. Let's see. Who who haven't we called on yet? Who hasn't talked about their local group yet?
Pick me.
There we go. I heard a volunteer.
So we just started our chapter less than a year ago here in Phoenix. So we've really only had that one party that we had where we all met Ray. We had gone to Undertow. Everyone knows about Undertow. I tell people I'm from Phoenix and they're like, "Have you been there?" And I'm like, couple of times I've been there. Yeah. We also have in Phoenix right down the street, Arizona's oldest tiki bar. It's called Bikini Lounge. It's definitely very unique if you've ever been there. They actually opened a second Undertow out in the East Valley. So we definitely do have a tiki scene here. We do have Hula's Modern Tiki, and then the ever elusive Captain's Cabin. If you've ever been there, Captain Dave is a wonderful bartender. Please do not sleep on him. He's a personal friend and just absolutely incredible. So we meet a lot of our friends at Captain's Cabin. Haven't really had any events, like I said, but we do have some stuff in the pipeline. One of the Tiki Goth members who I felt needed to also be an admin, her name is Jessica. She's an absolute gem, amazing person, such a good person to bounce ideas off of. So she has a band called Lily Munster, and she knows a lot of people in the music scene. So there is a motorcycle bar that's down the street called Chopper John's. And so she has paired with them and she's playing a show there in a couple of weeks. But she's making it an official Tiki Goth event. So she curated a menu of more tropical drinks. It's not something that they really serve there, but because she has such a wonderful connection with these people, they're able to buy those ingredients in order to make these drinks. So we're super grateful to Chopper John's. It just got announced maybe 2-3 days ago. There's another member in our group. His name is Gerald. A lot of musically inclined people that we have in this region. So he's having another event that he asked us if we could make it Tiki Goth. It's called Dia de los Tiki. So if you're familiar with Hispanic Mexican culture, Day of the Dead is very big in our area. It's a way to honor your ancestors as they've passed. It's the beginning of November. So I think that day is November 3rd that he's going to have that at a memorial park. But his band, I think they're called Dub Exotica. Please forgive me if I forgot, Gerald. But he's going to have his band playing there, other bands as well. And we're just going to honor our ancestors. Now that I'm kind of I'm obviously seeing Nina's wonderful example of how to host events. It definitely lights a fire underneath my butt. It is just so damn hot here that it is so hard to have events, but I'm definitely very inspired by Nina. And then Dale, I'll get with you about Tiki Oasis and how maybe you can put in a good word for me with Otto, because I would love to have any type of Tiki Goth something, because I really want this group to flourish.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we're definitely on the roster. He gave us a playlist. He had booze for us. It just didn't.
Perfect.
Oh, Otto's so into this.
I'm so glad.
That's exciting. Is there did everyone talk about the event in their area? I'm sorry, did I miss anybody?
I guess I could mention something. I mean, my chapter was only recently formed 2 weeks ago, so we haven't had any official meetups, but we definitely have a lot of people who are like happy to share all the events that they know of that are going on. Like recently, across the street from Knott's Berry Farm, there is a witch themed bar called the Cauldron. And turns out the month of August, they made a special menu for their Freaky Tiki event. And they had special drinks for it. They had food for the event. The manager of the bar, he also sculpted and painted mugs for it. And I guess this is their second year doing it. And I was like, completely surprised. I'm like, how did I not hear about this last year? But only forming just 2 weeks ago, I'm like, guys, you have to check out the Cauldron. They're doing this special event. Actually, I have one of the mugs here, but
Oh, that's
Wow.
really pretty mug that he designed. The other one was a witch mug. But yeah, I mean, just there's so many places, so many events happening. And so right now we're just using it more of just like a big bulletin board, people saying, hey, this is happening in this city on this date. And we have a lot of people who are sharing what they know. Like for a while, we were sharing a lot of LA events because we didn't know that there was going to be an LA chapter yet. So a lot of us were sharing things that were happening in LA as well. But yeah, I'd love to have a monthly meetup or so. Still exploring venues. I need to build up some relationships, I think, to see if that can be a thing for Orange County.
And Lisa, we were mentioning maybe there could be a presence for Tiki Goths at Bat Day at Disneyland.
That was something we were talking about. I need to talk with Noah. That's his baby. But every year he does a big Disneyland meetup for goths. And it's called Bats Day at the Fun Park. Everybody comes from the woodworks dressed in their finest black. And they storm the park. They meet up for different photo ops, lining up for the rides. Of course, Haunted Mansion's always a hit. This last one that happened in May, it happened to line up with the Tiki Land Adventure group.
Yep.
So Tiki Land had their meetup the same day. And I was like, how did I not get tickets for this day? I could have gone in Tiki Goth and represented both meetups. But just it's just I think it would be a great place for, I think, the Tiki Goths to get together. So the next one, I think they've already picked a date. Nina, if you don't mind helping me with it, and I'll reach out to Noah and get some details. And...
But like they've got the Tiki Room, the Enchanted Tiki Room, and Jungle Cruise and Haunted Mansion. So a lot of crossover in the Venn diagram there.
Yeah, the hardest thing is that Trader Sam's is pretty small, and it's kind of hard to get in. So we might have to split up into smaller groups to pull it off.
Don't forget about Strongwater down the street, as well as Lost Skippers. And Lost Skippers, I know Christian very well. So if you need help with that and getting some footing there, I would love to help with that too.
Lost Skippers is new to me. I'm not familiar. So where is that?
So it's actually like a hop, skip, and a jump that's going, they haven't built it yet. It's still in works, but it's a hop, skip, and a jump away from Strongwater. It's literally like neighbors almost. So they're going to be,
I think I know where that is now. Okay.
It's a bunch of old Trader Sam's bartenders that decided that they wanted to open a bar. And if I got that wrong, please don't murder me. But yeah, they're looking to start something. So don't forget about them either.
Oh, not at all. The issue with Strongwater is as much as I love Strongwater, I mean, that is my local watering hole. They're so close for me, but the hardest thing is it's limited space. So to do events there would be a bit of a challenge. I don't mind trying to have events, but I think being a regular meetup place, it might be a bit tough. I'm thinking that maybe Stowaway and Tustin might be able to accommodate a larger group. But
that's a great option too. I will say that Tiki AZ does have a meetup every month at Undertow at both locations. And if you've never been to Undertow, it is small compared to other bars, and they still manage to do it. So there's hope. The worst they could say is no.
True. Yeah. Thank you, Letty.
You're welcome.
And we're all here for each other. I mean, that goes without saying. We're all here for each other for support or anything. And all of you, I mean, no, don't ever be afraid to reach out to me at any time. And I'll help you, you know. And I'm sure everyone, we all want to make this, the Tiki Goth Club thing, like thrive. So we're all here for each other.
Well, and I wanted to mention that because it seems like on certain occasions when you have big groups, different chapters, there might be a rivalry that forms or a little bit of bad feelings, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like everyone's taking inspiration from each other. Like this person over there wanted doing that. I want to ask them how I could do something similar, but make it my own or change things up. And I really appreciate that it just feels like such a positive group. Which brings me to another question. I think I might have ask this in terms of the events, but I believe that so much of the environment can impact the way that certain groups operate. I'm from the Northwest originally, but I've lived in California and the South and the Mid-Atlantic, and I know different areas have a different feel. For those of you who've traveled to different chapters, do you notice any differences between your group and the way that you like to kind of do the Tiki Goth style comparatively to others, or is there really everyone kind of feels like on the same page and just doing the thing that they like?
I don't know. I mean, it's everyone. It's kind of the same. I mean, I don't really see that much of a radical difference in the, like every. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with the tiki community in all the different cities across the country. You know, it's like we all love the same things. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we all love it. Like when it comes to like the darker side of stuff. You know, when it comes to like horror movies or music or aesthetic, we're all kind of on the same page. I mean, one thing I will say, you know, backing up with what you were saying before, is I think one thing that makes the Tiki Goth Club unique is that right from the beginning, I established that like there are the chapters, but we're all the Tiki Goth Club. You know, a chapter is a grouping of Tiki Goth Club members in a particular area.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is like we're all equal. We're all on the same page, as opposed to having like, okay, we're this chapter and that you're that chapter. Because there was some confusion, you know, at the beginning. People were like, oh, I want to join the, you know, the San Diego chapter. It's like, well, if you're a member, you're a member, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key that just kind of kills the whole rivalry thing, you know.
I'm in all of the Facebook groups.
Yep.
Yeah.
So are we.
I don't know about you guys either, but I'm like, oh, I've never been to British Columbia, but I'm in their group.
Yeah, yeah, that's the point. I mean, the point about the different groups is for like different people to come down, because say hypothetically you go on a trip to Victoria, you can go there and be like, hey, I'm coming up, you know, anyone want to meet up? And more than likely, I'm sure someone will do that. And that's the whole thing with everything.
Mhm.
All connected, you know, which is that's the goal of the Tiki Goth Club. It's again to bring everyone together, not separate.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and
Wise words of Alana from Broad City, may I say, in the club, we all fan. So I don't know if anybody else watched that show.
well, and you know, that's part of the reason why I thought the Tiki Goth Club would be a great first group, just because there's so many of you across spread throughout the country, and I'm sure many of us are guilty of this, where you fly into a new city or something for work. The first thing I Google is like tiki bars near me or groups or anything to see what's going on. And with this, it just feels like there's so many different ways that people could get involved, whether that's happening upon a Tiki Goth Club event or reaching out to one of you or moving to that city and having at least some type of tiki community be able to be involved in. So I want to ask everybody, how do people get involved? I know, Ray, you said in order to become a proper member, there is a formalized way, but for each of you, if you have newcomers that kind of come to check things out from, I'm just curious of how that kind of works out and how people can get involved and find all of you on social media or whatever it is that you use.
Nina can answer this perfectly.
Well, I try to network with people who are, you know, either in the scene or one part of it or the other, and just say, hey, you know, we'd like to promote this. Would you like to announce it on your social channels? And so they kind of help out, and it's wonderful. Instead of just me barking to everyone, hey, come to my thing. It's great that other people are supporting us. Like Vegas Goths has been supporting our monthly night at the Golden Tiki. And I guess just, you know, the word of mouth of something really cool happening. Sin City Tiki is a local group here that's tiki enthusiasts and stuff, and a lot of them have like been curious about us, and several of them have joined. And we try to do inclusive events to the public so that if people are interested in tiki or goth or both, they can come and enjoy, have a good time. And then there are the exclusive things like the raffle, where we say, hey, if you're a Tiki Goth Club member, you can win this fancy mug signed by this artist or something. And people are like, how do I become a member? And then that's when we, you know, let them know how to do it, sign up. And then as soon as Ray gives me their member number, I'm like, okay, you're in the raffle. And so we've gotten some people at those events that way too. But just getting the word out, and, you know, not really turning anybody away if they're not a member. not what, you know, we intend to do. We do try to give that feeling of inclusivity to everybody who's welcome to come and enjoy the Tiki Goth culture.
Yeah, and Nina created a QR code for
Yes.
the website.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So it's on our like cocktail menus and whatnot, so people can see the Tiki Goth cocktails on one side, and then on the other there's a QR code to join. And then we can reference that when we're doing, you know, the raffle announcements and stuff. Like, you know, if you want to get a ticket in the raffle, sign up to be a Tiki Goth Club member.
Yeah, and when that was going on, I was like, as Nina was said, I was on call. So
Great,
she's
what's the number?
person joined. Yes, they did. Okay, they're legit.
Drop the ticket in the bucket. So
He's younger than me. He understands.
I'm curious for again turning it over to Dale. I'm very curious for you with such a tiki saturated city, kind of similar to Nina. How do you kind of cut through the everything else that's going on? Because it seems like Mothership has their events and Falls Idol has their groups and this and that. I mean, how are you getting other people involved, or how are people finding you in San Diego?
Oh, they're finding us. We've grown a lot. Yeah, in fact, we're talking about our Pack Shore events that's coming out because Tiki Ami has been such a mainstay in the Tiki scene forever. In fact, I just messaged her when she had her first event, and I think it was like 20 years ago. So now we have like all the mermaids are coming. We have this coming and that coming, and we're like, how are we all going to fit? But it's the people that join the Tiki Goth Club. Those are the ones. That's why I'm very interested in this QR code, because we struggled with that a little bit. And I like this QR code thing. I'm like, this is when Nina's younger and she understands these things.
Nina,
And that would be wonderful.
I'm not very young, actually.
Nina, can you send her that QR code?
Younger than
Yeah,
us.
I'll send everybody the QR code that I created, and you're welcome to use it on your materials. So yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. And we didn't even think about having Dave Warshaw. He gave us mugs for this event. And she's like, and have him sign it. And I'm like, I guess I'm driving back over to Dave's house to have him sign the mugs. These are things that I just don't think about because we're just all friends here and we all know each other, and somebody gives you this and we do this. And it's a lot of fun though. It's mainly not stepping with us. It's not stepping on somebody else's event.
Yeah.
That's our big thing, that everybody has their event, like Mothership. And I think it's because I think I'm a member of every one of those groups and goes to most of the things. So I sort of knew who's doing what, and that helps too. So
Yeah.
but it's all fun. And there's some people that think we're funny and other people that really are into it. So it's good.
Well, and I think one of the areas I'm always very surprised that there is such a strong tiki community out there is the little spots in the Midwest. And so, David, if you could talk about this, being out in the Midwest, I'm sure there's a lot more beer drinkers than there are tropical cocktail drinkers. But can you talk about how you're getting people involved or how you've brought people into the fold?
Sure. And by the way, we are the beer drinkers as well.
Fair enough. Yes, so am I.
So we hit local craft breweries here in Michigan every Friday and Sunday at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And we do tiki stuff on Tuesdays and Saturdays. But so a lot of it is basically word of mouth out in this area as well. One of the big draws usually is a visit from Ray. You bring in the celebrity guy, and we try and line up home bar tours for him, right? So he'll go and do interviews, and as he mentioned, usually after spending a couple hours with these people, they're like, yeah, I want to join the Tiki Goth Club as well. So last night,
I was gonna say, last night we were sitting at a brewery. We both had our shirts on.
surprise, surprise.
The waiter was like, "Oh, Tiki Goth, what's that all about?" So we explained it, told him about, how to join, and all
was a
this stuff.
kid.
He was young.
He was a kid. I don't even think he knew what tiki or goth was.
But at the same time, he asked, and so like that's kind of sometimes what happens, right? You wear the shirt, we got the hoodies, and so like people will ask, and so you explain what it's all about, and you
In fact,
explain how cool it is, and like, hey, it's a group of people that get together that like tiki goth, and you explain like the crossovers, and then people are like, oh, that's cool,
yeah, we were at a Halloween pop-up last year with Jamie and Kurt, some friends of ours who are also members of the club, and we were all wearing our Tiki Goth stuff. And the waitress there said, "Hey, I'm really into goth. What is this
Yeah.
Tiki Goth thing all about?" And so we explained it to her and where to find it. And last night at Waycaster, as we're walking out, one of the guys in the DFOT has a Jurassic Park Jeep, and it's parked out in front of
So
the
you know it's there.
Waycaster. So we go back in and we look for them, and they're like, "Wait, what is this Tiki Goth thing? We've never heard of it. We love Tiki. We've been into Tiki forever. How do we join?" Well, okay, here's the deal. So these shirts,
Yeah.
are actually probably the best billboard we could have out in this area.
Sticker too, because you've got that.
And
So we belong to a brewery. A mug club at the brewery. He put his sticker on it. We've had several people sitting at the bar like, "Hey, I love goth. I love Tiki. What's this all about?" So like, I think the merch helps a lot.
it does.
Yeah.
So
That means I need to make more merch then. That's what you're saying.
More merch.
yeah, it works, man.
Yes.
And you got the fez coming.
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, so how about we turn it over to Letty, if you want to talk about how you're getting people out there when Phoenix isn't hitting triple digits every single day, and how you were able to get people into the Tiki Goth Club and getting them involved.
So a lot of it was word of mouth, just like everyone else is kind of saying. I'm very fortunate to be right down the street from the Tiki Oasis here in Scottsdale. So whenever I saw somebody that looked a little bit my speed, I would walk up and I gave them a sticker that I had made and just said, "Hey, there's this group, and I don't know if you're into this or not, but obviously you're here and you look like that, and I'm here and I look like that. So if you want to join the group, that's great." This was obviously back in April, so our chapter had just kind of started, and so the sticker went a long way. Heathen, my counterpart, he's a burner. In fact, this weekend he's at Burning Man. I actually haven't even heard from him for like a week and a half because he is the guy at Burning Man. So he has a lot of crossover with the Burning Man people, and he gets the word out there as well. Again, going to San Diego and seeing all of the people there, it was just so inspiring. So we're hoping to get our numbers up a little bit more with these events that are coming up within the next couple of months. I'm hoping that we'll get some more people that will give us a little bit more momentum in our area.
That's very exciting. Yeah, I think just the just having the access to like a big event like Tiki Oasis, not shoehorning it in, but just saying like, when you see somebody else who's on the same wavelength, because I've seen people like at surf shows here in Maryland, which there is nobody into Tiki here in Maryland, but I've seen someone wearing like a vintage Hawaiian shirt, and I'm like, at a surf show, I'm like, "Oh, you're right in on this. Like, you know about Tiki," and so I strike up a conversation, and then you find out that they're also looking for the community. So very similar to the goth style, where you see somebody else who's maybe a little bit out of place. It's like, you're not out of place at all. You're just you're maybe a little bit more in line with me. That's very exciting. And so over to Lisa. I know you said you only started 2 weeks ago, but it's definitely very exciting because where everybody else has had a little bit of time to be able to build things up, I'm very excited for what you're able to do and how you're able to employ your local scene and local Tiki scene to bring people in. How was it initially just being able to start the chapter for you and being able to get the members in order to start the Orange County Club?
Well, a lot of it, was, I knew that we existed because it's like, I've seen people at horror events wearing the Jeff Granito shirts. I see Dead Sled. I see lots of references. I'm like, okay, I know there's crossover. And so I'll wear similar things when I go to events, especially wearing the Tiki Goth Club t-shirt. When I wear the shirt to like a convention of some kind, all of a sudden people are like, "Tiki Goth Club, what's that?" And I'm like, "I'm glad you asked." And I have a QR code, and I show them the QR code, and I tell them about Tiki with Ray, and they get super excited. And I think, Ray, you probably saw quite a few members sign up in August, thanks to
Crazy. It's
like
seriously,
Tiki Oasis and the shirt.
it's
Just
been insane. I mean, seriously, like every day I come home now from work and then fill orders. I mean, like it's crazy, and I'm not, and it's so awesome though. And all over the country too, though. I mean, like everywhere still. And it's growing. It's like a snowball. And I'm actually talking to someone out in San Antonio, Texas, where they have enough members at this point, and so we'll probably be getting a San Antonio chapter coming up.
I like that.
So it's growing, and it's going to continue to grow. I'm so excited for it. Yeah. So all this free publicity is like definitely helping the club. So thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's been amazing because like just wearing that shirt has helped me make friends. It's funny because like, oh, I'm just this shy goth kid. No one ever talks to me, right? And now it's like I wear this and they're like, you seem kind of approachable because that sounds kind of funny. Like you're not a serious, scary goth. You're a fun goth. If you like tiki, how does that work? I'm like, well, I mean, if you think about it, it's like dark and mysterious and spooky, and it's fun. And that we don't take ourselves too serious. We have fun with it. And so people are like, oh, I didn't know goths were allowed to have. I'm like, we have fun. Sorry you find us scary, but we have fun, lots of fun. So yeah, I mean, it makes me a little bit more approachable, I think, when they see it's like, oh, okay, you wear tropical flowers with your black. Okay. That makes you a little easier to approach. And it's like, oh, and you like fruity rum drinks. Yeah, I love fruity rum drinks. I love a fruity rum drink. But just getting people to like I guess let their guard down a little because they're like, oh, I thought you guys were too scary or you're gonna yell at me for, and I'm like, no gatekeeping here. We have fun. So I've found a lot of people have approached me, even like finding out about just local artists and stuff that they were like, so what is that all about? And I'm like, how do you become a member? And it's like, you just talk to Ray.
Yeah.
It's really easy. You just talk to Ray. And all that does is it just opens the invite to the exclusive stuff. But for the most part, we're out there. We just, yeah, we show up, we have fun. I find lots of people who like these things. There's been other artists that have said, hey, I'd love to do an event with the Tiki Goth Club. And I have to clarify, I'm like, okay, Tiki Goth Club OC is not a thing. It's Tiki Goth Club. I'm just the local point person. So that I think has been like the biggest thing right now is that people think that we are an offshoot. I'm like, no. We're not an offshoot. I'm just the local point person. We're all Tiki Goth Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
That's Ryley. That's the chant of the club. We are all Tiki Goth Club. We are
One of us.
All of us.
One of us.
because we're already doing a thing for Circa. And so I just put out there and said, who's going to Circa? And I think we already have like 10 or 11 people that are all meeting one night. We're just looking in between room parties when we're going to sit out with a travel bar and have something. But somebody else is bringing some apps and somebody else. And I'm like, oh, we have another party at Circa. So
Yeah.
just on the
Nice.
Tiki Goth Club.
That's awesome. Well, awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody again for taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk with me. I mean, again, this is just such a very active group and one that, so many people have already been a member of or joining right now. I mean, and it really is great because no matter what end of the Tiki spectrum you like to fall on, whether that's the dark side or if you want to keep it mid-century, it definitely is. You all have fostered an environment that all are welcome. And as long as you have a good attitude, you're welcome. So that's awesome. Thank you all so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Tiki Today, Episode 1. I really hope you enjoyed this sit-down with the Tiki Goth Club. Like I said, they're an amazing group. They're always up to something, and they're spread all throughout the country, so no matter where you are, maybe you have a chance of running into another member. If you have enough of them, I will mention, maybe you have a chance to be able to start your own chapter too. So if you're interested in any of this, make sure you check down in the show notes below. I'm going to have everything linked of how you can get a hold of Ray or your local chapters or wherever you might be able to run into some of this great group and how you yourself can become a member. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the first episode of Tiki Today. I hope to keep bringing you interviews, events, updates, just going on in the Tiki community. I know for me that's always a hard part about just keeping up. So, but thank you all for just tuning in. It really does mean a lot. I know this might be slightly different than what you've seen on the Tiki Talk Show, my other show, but again, the coming weeks, you're going to see a lot of stuff that maybe will break the mold a little bit more. Hopefully, some new updates about bars that we've went to, events that we've gone to, things like that, and keep bringing you updates about different groups and what they're up to. I will also say, again, I will always mention this, if you are an artist, a musician, you have a group somewhere out there that's doing tiki stuff, contact me. You'll find all my contact information below, but the best ways are at my primary email, thetikitalkshow@gmail.com, on Instagram at the Tiki Talk Show, Tiki Today, Kona Cove _Home Tiki Bar, or on Facebook. There's all different types of ways to get a hold of us. So if you have a group, a project, whatever it may be, just reach out, and I would love to talk to you about what you have going on and get you on the show. So with that, aloha everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in.